strike-3 call right there. And Kiermaier with a parting word. And that's going to get Kevin Cash out. And Charlie Montoyo started to come down immediately because he knew Kiermaier was hot. And there has been an ejection by Mike Mislinski, the plate umpire.
Game the Rangers won 8-1. This one pounded in the dirt down the third baseline. Slow hop for Gallo and his good throw. And plenty of time to get Davis for out number 1.
You see what Martin Perez did last time against the Oakland A's. 5 1/3, 6 hits. Did a really good job with the swings and misses and the strikeouts. And now looks like we might see this called back as a foul ball. Now anything in front of the base, as we talked about, is not reviewable. Jeff Bannister not too thrilled about this call right now. I'd say it was close watching it live, but I didn't hear anybody say anything. We'll take a look here at the replay, where Joey Gallo is, and so that's a judgment call as far as what they see over the bag. And Jeff Bannister is going to call it a day here in the 3rd inning. He is completely dissatisfied with that call. And I think he's got a fair argument.
It's interesting because I was looking at third base umpire Mike Everett signaling fair. I mean, he made a very decisive point fair, but it's really not his call. It's Welke's call. On a ball in front of the bag. Welke, the plate umpire, who was also subsequently now throwing Jeff Bannister. That didn't take Banny long either. He was hot. So he
Pete just got run.
I think he got run because they warned him. They warned both benches. Man, this is the hottest I think we've ever seen Pete McCann. What we just mentioned the other day, there's just never any arguing anymore.
I think he went out to ask, and apparently he didn't get the answer he wanted.
I don't think he did.
Here's Miguel Sano. Oh, what happened there? He threw it behind Sano. Now Sano is pointing toward Boyd. And look out, McCann and Sano now. Sano threw a punch. I don't know, Rod, and I'm trying to think if something might have happened in this game today, but he just went off immediately. He started pointing his finger.
Well, anytime the ball is thrown behind you, you feel like there's intent. They are.
Oh, come on now. How are they throwing Matthew Boyd out of the
field's getting into it right now with the third base umpire.
Yep, up against Alan Porter there. The other umpires are coming over to aid him as John Farrell comes out. Looks like Brian has been tossed out of the game.
It may have been a discussion about that play at second base.
I think Brian Butterfield upset about the spiking of Dustin Pedroia by Machado.
You know, to me, you know, if a guy comes out in the middle of innings and he's having words with an umpire, let it pass. Just, you know, let's have the chat, and that's okay. But throw somebody out between innings, to me, is weak.
Well, Brian Butterfield sticking up for his second baseman.
And he gets strike 3 called.
Wow.
Boy, we've seen so many corner calls tonight that just have not gone the Rangers' way.
No, I think there's been a liberal strike zone that has not helped the Ranger hitters. That's one of them right there. One that hurt was the one that struck out Jonathan Lucroy with men on second and third and 1 out. Al just didn't like it, and like he had a little bit of an argument there.
So it's up to Joey Gallo now. Oh, yeah, here comes Manny. It's been one of these nights. Manny's already been thrown, I believe, and what he's saying to Alfonso Marquez is all he's doing was clapping. He came running out to ask, what'd you do that for? What'd you toss me for? candidly, not a great night for Marquez at times. And again, some of them were pretty close. Some of them didn't appear to be that close.
Yeah, there's been a lot of borderline pitches. And
Broken bat, ground ball, fair. Well, what do we get? I was looking at C.B. Buckner. He didn't say anything. And now C.B. calls it fair and an out. And then it got a little bit more heated, and you could see it was going to boiling point. Out of here. Scott Service said his piece, got his money.
3-1 to Calhoun, 2 away. Wait a minute. There's nobody on base. He quick pitched him there, 3-1. And the Blue Jays are saying, what happened?
Well, and Russell Martin's talking with Ramon de Jesus,
What's
the
going
umpire,
on?
and
It makes no sense at all. Stroman delivered the pitch, and de Jesus threw up his hands to call time.
So Marcus Stroman, as we know, he has that abbreviated delivery. He likes to change up his timing. He was standing on the pitching rubber, getting ready to throw the pitch. He got a sign from Martin. Instead of taking that little step back, he just lifted his leg and pitched the ball. He may be calling that an illegal pitch.
Time was not called.
and now Gibbons has been ejected.
I just think he made a mistake, the umpire, and they're just making something up here that just doesn't.
Still be Breslow. We'll find out. The 1-2 check swing. He went. Castro strikes out. Some words with Alan Porter. And here comes Paul Molitor. Jacket on. And Paul Molitor's been tossed by Alan Porter. Paul is asking that Alan Porter get some help from Andy Fletcher. But Alan Porter said he had that the entire time. And this was just a matter of time. The Twins had been unhappy with the strike zone all day. And this was kind of the breaking point. Paul Molitor ejected here by.
And he gets drilled. We knew eventually that was coming.
That ball hit the bat. Did it not?
This all goes back to the spiking of Dustin Pedroia. Barnes has been thrown out.
He'll try it again on 3-2. And that is strike 3. And Souza not happy. Kevin Cash is going to come out. Cash said, hey, don't be too hasty. How about checking with the guy at first? And Cash, if he had a collar, he'd be hot under it. So Souza Jr. out on strikes.
Well, Vanover, you're going to see he calls it on the swing. And that's what Kevin Cash is saying. Ask for help. Because it certainly didn't look like in real time that Souza Jr. went around on.
Braun was none too pleased with that called third strike. When Wolcott, the home plate umpire, ringing him up, and Ryan's night is done. As Braun disagreed and flipped the bat. Let's check it out. Here's the conversation after the called third strike.
Well, he must have said something after that, because after the third out of the inning, John Gibbons is hollering from the dugout, and Toby Basner throws him out of the ball game, which is ridiculous. Gibbons was standing in the dugout. There's no way in the world Basner can hear what he's saying. Russell Martin was called out on a borderline pitch. Martin walked back to the dugout, and all the while Toby Basner was watching him.
As in between innings here, Andy Green was tossed from this game, arguing balls and strikes, it appeared. Get a little tired of watching the strike zone of Paul Emmel for most of the day, and frustration kind of boiled over, and he is ejected from this game.
See, that's a ball that he wants to put in play. Here's some of the comparative stats all of last year in a small sampling size of 2017. Scoring 3 runs or less, the Rockies already have 4 victories, just 10 all of last year. But the 3.4 runs, it'll be over 5.
There's some John going on now.
And Buddy just got tossed out by Mike.
Runners off first and second. The 1-0 delivery, a pickoff play, and it goes into the outfield. Didn't see it though, and backed up
by Adam Jones, who had to run a country mile to get to it. And a balk, I think, has been called. And there are going to be 2 in scoring position here in a minute. Balk called by the home plate umpire. He's out, but Showalter's been heaved.
Well, you got a rookie umpire that I think blew the call.